Should Nintendo be worried about the Steam Deck? Let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. And yes, Steam Deck is already making its rounds on YouTube with many reviews and also showcasing something that Nintendo's pretty salty about. There's a lot of videos showcasing Nintendo Switch hardware running on the Steam Deck via emulation, and a lot of folks are getting their videos taken down by Nintendo, and I don't really think that's right. I'll be honest with this. I think emulation is very important for gaming preservation, and also technically, these people aren't doing anything illegal. It's not illegal to have an emulator. I know there's a lot of gray area, but who's to say hypothetically to people that are showing off, say, Mario Odyssey running on Steam Deck, let's say maybe they have a copy, a physical copy of Mario Odyssey, and they are running a backup and playing it on their Steam Deck. That's just hypothetically. We all know that that's not always necessarily the case. So I don't agree with Nintendo taking down videos showcasing Nintendo Switch hardware running on the Steam Deck. I don't think it's right. But with that being said, a lot of people now are saying, is the Switch doomed? Is Nintendo worried about the Steam Deck? And listen, guys, I'm going to be very honest with my opinions and say no. Nintendo has nothing to worry about with the Steam Deck, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Okay, first and foremost, when it comes to the Steam Deck, it is not an affordable handheld console. Let's face it, the folks that are getting the Steam Deck are probably very much into technology. There's a certain demographic of folks that are buying the Steam Deck. I don't think someone's grandma is going to go to Walmart and spend $700 plus for a handheld as opposed to, say, something like the Switch Lite. So with the days, times, and inflation, I don't think the Steam Deck is that affordable for the average consumer. And this brings up a very good point. When it comes to average consumers and emulation, that mixes about as well as water and oil. Listen, I'm in a lot of emulation groups on social media, and I really try to educate myself with emulation. It's almost become a hobby within itself to take an Android-based piece of hardware and run games on it, or, the Raspberry Pi with Linux. But the average person, they don't really want to do that. That's the thing. The average person, they feel overwhelmed when it comes to emulate. You would be surprised of how many times I get people that message me. They're like, "Hey Xander, how do I run PlayStation 2 emulation?" And I would send them like a 5-minute how-to video from YouTube, only for them to message me a couple minutes later being like, "Oh, I don't know that much about technology. Could you just help me out with this? Could you just do this for me?" So yes, I will say, while there's nothing wrong with running, emulation hardware on the Steam Deck, don't start thinking, hey, I'm going to take Steam Decks and I'm going to install emulation and make a quick buck, because yes, that's where things get kind of illegal. And this goes back to when Nintendo announced that they were shutting down the eShop for the Wii U and the 3DS. So many people were making videos, including myself, were making videos saying this is horrible, this is going to, take away a lot of games that people cannot no longer play anymore. Well, they can. They can still play these games. All you have to do is mod your Wii U and install ISOs. That's all you have to do. And modding a Wii U doesn't take that long at all. But guess what? Out of all the people I've told, hey, you got a Wii U, mod it, only a small percentage of people actually did it. That's the thing. I think probably about 70% of people that are going to own the Steam Deck are probably actually going to dive into emulation. And I will say the emulation is pretty decent for the Switch on the Steam Deck. There's a couple of hiccups here and there, but, with it being so new, it's only going to be a matter of time before it runs pretty well. And with that being said, I just don't think a whole lot of people are going to be buying a Steam Deck to emulate the Nintendo Switch when the Switch is so affordable. The games are so affordable. I just don't think that that's going to happen, to be honest. And while more people have been diving into emulation because of the rising retro prices, the prices are only going higher. And the reason why the prices are only going higher is because people are buying into retro games. People still want to play games on original hardware. They don't want to go through the bells and whistles of installing an emulator or buying a USB controller or doing this and doing that. It's too much work. People want simplicity. People want instant gratification. You can't always get that with emulation. So the average consumer, yes, I don't think the average consumer is going to be spending $700 to emulate the Nintendo Switch. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Do you think that Nintendo's doomed? I don't think so. I mean, the Nintendo Switch has sold so much. I think the last time I checked, it was the second best-selling console next to the PlayStation 2. And I don't think that a console that's now 5 years old, that's been selling millions and millions of units, is going to have anything to worry about with a handheld that has a hefty price tag when inflation's going so much higher and people would rather have a PlayStation 5 or Series X just for that instant gratification because they don't want to install drivers. They don't want to mess with settings. They just want to play a video game. But anyway, guys, leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, but also hit that bell so you're notified on all future videos that come out on this channel. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And as always, happy gaming.